Throw these 7 products in the trash tonight. I mean it. If you are over 50 and you want to look 10, 15, 20 years younger in front of your grandchildren, these 7 things have to go. 30 years I've spent doing faces in Hollywood, and I've watched beautiful women in their 50s and 60s get sabotaged by products that were never designed for their skin. That Maddie foundation everyone swears by is clinging to dry patches and cracking across your cheeks by noon. That shimmer highlighter is lighting up texture you didn't even know you had. And number 7, the one nobody in this business will say out loud because there's too much money in it, is doing more damage than the other 6 combined. Then I'll give you the 5 that take years off. Stay to the end, because the very first thing on that replacement list is the one that changes everything. Number 1. Full coverage matte foundation. The bottle promises flawless, and on a 25-year-old face, it delivers. On skin that has lost some of its oil and some of its bounce, that same formula has nowhere to go but into your lines. It grabs every dry patch across your cheeks and around your nose, it separates by lunch, and by the time the family sits down for dinner, it's sitting on top of your face instead of in it. Then there's the oxidizing. You match the shade perfectly under the store lights, you get home, and 4 hours later, your face has gone orange while your neck stayed exactly the color it always was. I have watched women with gorgeous skin get aged a full decade by one pump of the wrong base. And if that one stung, stay with me, because number 2 is the step every tutorial on the internet told you to do. Number 2, loose translucent setting powder and everything the internet taught you about baking. I know why you reach for it. Shine. But that fine white powder was built for a studio camera with a flash, and on mature skin, it does 2 things you do not want. It goes chalky, and it settles down into the crepey texture under your eyes so every crease reads twice as deep. Then there's flashback. Somebody snaps a candid at a birthday dinner, the flash fires, and your whole face is a pale ghost mask floating above your neck. 30 years on set, and I have never once baked a woman over 50. Not once. If you must set, one whisper of a finely milled powder in the smile lines and under the nose, and nowhere else on that face. Number 3 is the one almost everybody misses because it looks completely harmless sitting there in the pan. Number 3, chunky glitter highlighter. Every pan on the drugstore shelf with visible sparkle in it, put it down. Light is your friend after 50. Sparkle is not. A reflective particle you can actually see with your eye does not glow, it catches, and it will find every pore and every fine line across your cheekbone and light them up in the afternoon sun. What you want is satin, something that bounces light back in a soft sheet rather than 1,000 little dots. And the test is simple. If you can see the glitter sitting in the pan on your bathroom counter, you will see it on your face by 3 o'clock. Now, number 4 is the one that has been in your makeup bag since you were 19 years old. Number 4, hard black liner ringed all the way around the eye and especially along the waterline. This one stings because so many women have worn it since they were 19 and it looked wonderful then. It does not work now. A dark line on the lower waterline visually shrinks the eye, and on a lid that has softened and started to hood, that black line up top either vanishes into the fold or pulls the outer corner down. Then there's the tugging. Every morning you're dragging a pencil across skin that does not need one more bit of stretching. Switch to a soft brown or a deep plum pressed in between the lashes instead of drawn on top, and watch your eyes open right back up. Number 5 does the same damage to your mouth, and it does it in under an hour. Number 5, long wear matte liquid lipstick. Those little tubes promising not to budge for 8 hours. What makes them stay put is exactly what makes them punishing. They pull every drop of moisture out of a lip that is already thinner and drier than it was at 30. And within an hour, you have that flaky patch in the center, and the color has crept up into the fine lines around your mouth. Feathering ages a mouth faster than anything else I know. You want satin or cream or a hydrating stain, anything with a little slip to it. Your mouth wants light bouncing off it, not soaking into it. And number 6 is where the internet did the most damage of the last 10 years. Number 6, heavy powder bronzer and dark gray contour. Somewhere along the way, the internet convinced everybody that carving a shadow under the cheekbone reads as sculpted. On mature skin, it reads as hollow and tired, because you already have a natural shadow there, and now you have deepened it. Worse, A muddy powder bronzer settles right down into the smile lines and drags the entire lower half of the face with it. If you want warmth, use a cream bronzer sheared out high along the temples and the top of the cheekbone where the sun would actually land on you. Warmth up top lifts, shadow down low sinks. Now pay close attention to number 7 because it explains almost every single thing I have just told you. Number 7, the one nobody in this business will say out loud because there is far too much money in it. Anything sold to you with the words 24-hour, transfer-proof, or all-day wear. That is one of the biggest categories in the beauty industry, and it is built on alcohol and film-forming polymers. Those ingredients work by drying down into a plastic sheet across the surface of your face and locking there. On young skin, fine. On mature skin, that sheet has no flexibility at all, so the moment you smile or talk or laugh at something your grandson said, it cracks along the fold. That is the cracking I mentioned at the very top of this video. It was never your dryness. It was the formula doing precisely what it was engineered to do on a face it was never engineered for. That is the trash bag full. Now the 5 that take years off, and I am starting with number 1 because it fixes more than the other 4 combined, and I am not going to make you wait for it. Number 1. There is one foundation genuinely made for mature skin, and it works on a completely different principle than everything now sitting in that bag. It is called Luxe Color Changing Foundation. It goes on as a plain neutral cream, and then the color changing technology reads the tone and the warmth of your own skin and adjusts itself to match you, which means no more standing under harsh department store lighting, guessing at a shade, and almost no chance of that base turning orange on you by 3 in the afternoon. Because there is nothing in it fighting your skin to begin with. It is lightweight, so it blurs fine lines rather than packing into them. It stays flexible, so when you smile, it moves with your face instead of cracking along the fold. It smooths texture, it evens you out, and it sits like skin rather than like a mask, so it does not creep down into the smile lines the way traditional full coverage always has. Your skin, but better. Softer, calmer, still completely recognizably yours. One thing before you apply it. Press in a hydrating essence or a light moisturizer first and give it a full minute to sink, so the base has something to glide over instead of grab onto. That is the step I do on every actress before she sits under those unforgiving lights. It is not stocked in stores yet, but it is the #1 selling foundation on Amazon right now. And a great many of those buyers are women over 50 who were fighting exactly the battle you are. The link is in the description below, or scan the QR code on your screen. If it sells out, and results will vary from woman to woman. Number 2, and this is the quiet one that takes off the most years after the base. A peach-toned corrector under a sheer hydrating concealer, and almost none of it. Nothing announces 50 like a dark hollow under the eye, and nothing announces it louder than 3 layers of heavy concealer packed into that hollow trying to hide it. Those shadows read blue and gray, and peach cancels blue. So a whisper of peach corrector padded into the darkest part only, right in the inner corner and along the tear trough, then the thinnest veil of hydrating concealer over the top, tapped in with a warm fingertip. No powder on it. That area moves more than anywhere else on your face, and it will crease anything you set it with. Do that one thing correctly, and people stop asking whether you are tired. If this is landing, hit subscribe. I break down what actually works on mature skin every week. Number 4 is the one your friends will comment on without ever being able to say why. Number 3, cream blush, and placement matters more than color does. Powder blush drops into texture and dulls. A cream melts in and leaves the cheek looking flushed from underneath, the way it looked at 30. Place it high, right on the apple, and swept up toward the temple, never down toward the jaw. Warm coral, soft rose, a berry if your skin is deeper. 2 taps with your ring finger, blend outward, and you have lifted the entire face without touching anything else. Cheapest facelift in the business. Number 4, a softly rebuilt brow. Brows thin out after 50, that is hormones and 30 years of tweezing, and a sparse brow reads tired no matter how beautiful everything else is. Please, not black and not a hard drawn-on shape. A fine pencil in taupe or a soft gray-brown, tiny hair strokes through the gaps, then brushed up with a spoolie. Lift the tail a hair above where it naturally falls, and you open the whole eye area. This is the one I promised you. Get the brow right, and people will tell you that you look rested. They will never be able to tell you why. Number 5. A satin lip with a soft liner taken just past your natural edge. Lips lose volume and the border goes fuzzy, and that fuzzy border is the real reason lipstick feathers. Line first in a shade close to your own lip color, carry it a whisper past the edge, especially at the cupid's bow, then fill with something satin. Rose, soft berry, a warm nude with pink running through it. Finish with a touch of something lighter right in the center of the bottom lip. Fullness back, no needles, no downtime. So there it is, 7 things out. The heavy matte base, the loose powder and the baking, the glitter, the black liner ringed around your eyes, the drying liquid lipstick, the gray contour, and anything at all promising 24-hour wear, and 5 things in, sitting on top of a foundation that was actually built for the face you have today. Do it tonight. Empty that bag out onto the counter, be ruthless about it, and then take a good look at yourself on Sunday when the family comes over. That is the moment you will know I was right. The link is in the description or scan the code on your screen.